Welcome guys to the module of export and import in JavaScript. Another feature which next generation JavaScript offers is about writing modular code as JavaScript code. You split up over multiple files, and obviously we already can split our code over multiple files. We just have to import them in the correct order in our HTML files. And the idea behind export and import statement and so-called modules is that inside of a JavaScript file, we can import content from another file so that the JavaScript file themselves know their dependencies. It might look like some like this. We have one file which is called phone.js, and another I'm just showing you utility.js. So if you can see in the phone.js, we have one function, you can say a constant function, which is called name phones, and we did default export default and called export default phones. Another hand, in the utility.js, another two separate file, I'm just showing you what type of import export you can do it. The default phones is just from this file. Whatever function does with this name is just default as all file. This all file phone.js will be goes default exported. In the utility.js, we have multiple functions, multiple components, you can say components or function, which is have one is constantly with the phone name, like the same I use the phone name, and here is const data. So whenever in app.js, the main file, whenever we want to import these components to use them for the HTML, so like here you can see import phones from phone.js. You can use the same name like phones, full name, or if you just import phone from phone.js, they will be still, because by default it's a phone, it will be not give you an error. You will be just by default whatever name from you calling as a variable name, but actually you import from the phone.js and they have only one, which is phone. On the other hand, if you see in the utility.js, we create multiple components, functions, and whenever you importing in app.js, you're gonna call like as a component, and in the inside in the curly braces, which is have a data, so you'll be saying import data utility from utility.js. You have to give them the specific name of what you want to import from this file. So like the data is come like here, and the second component name, which is phone, you have to specify the name of the component, and also in the curly braces get just specific part of from this utility.js file. I want this phone component, not another one. This component just constantly like a separate. The same thing in the other hand we did, because we have only one is export by default. If you have so many functions inside in the phone.js, still you just call import and you can import this. So these are import and export. You write all of this in your JavaScript file and will heavily use this throughout this course. Now, as with all these next generation JavaScript feature, it won't run like this in all browsers. Not even the most modern browsers support all the feature we will use in this project. Therefore, in the next course module, I will also show you how to quickly set up a project which in the end just compiles all these next generation JavaScript feature to current generation JavaScript feature, so that we as a developer can use the next generation JavaScript without us shipping code that runs nowhere. So back to the import export, this is the syntax we use, and you will see getting used a lot on this course. You might also see some variation because we can also write this differently when we have a default export. In this, like in this default export, you already saw here when the phone.js we are importing the name, you choose totally your own name you can choose here, and it doesn't matter here if you use phn or phone a full name. If you have a name export, you actually have to use the exact name defined in the file with export keyword. So if you guys have understand this export and import things in a JavaScript, or if you have any questions which you can't understand, which you have need more explanation, please comments below in the video section. See you in the next video of how we can use classes and understanding classes.